Well, let's start with Dolan, actually. I'm going to get to Phil in a second. He just extended Phil Jackson.
2 more years.
He extended Phil Jackson.
He had a 5-year deal, had an option after 3. Both had an option. Go ahead.
What blows my mind, it blows my mind. How dare Phil Jackson, how dare you sit there and say we have to do what's right for the Knicks? What makes you think, why do you presume to know what's best for the Knicks? The Knicks had won 127 games in the 3 years previous to Phil Jackson's arrival. 2 years before he got there, they won 54 games.
Yeah.
They were a playoff team. They slipped a
Under
bit.
Mike Woodson as the coach.
That's right. They slipped a bit and only won 37 games, which if Phil Jackson could now coach this team to 37 wins, it'd be a miracle. Or, excuse me, GM, president, whatever,
President of
operate this
basketball
team
operations.
to 37 wins, it would be a miracle. They go from 127 wins over 3 seasons to 80 wins over 3 seasons. They were over 15 games worse a year, and they weren't that good to begin with. And he just got extended, and why are they worse? I'm going to talk a lot about this in my final take today. So I'm going to leave his ego alone for a second because that's what's going to get it later. They're worse because of he's doctrinaire, meaning he believes in the kind of theory of his triangle offense to the exclusion of any other idea. All personnel decisions are now made based on how they can run the triangle, this outdated offense that has been shown empirically to be inferior to modern offenses in this modern NBA with these NBA rules. Inferior, Phil. I know you've forgotten, as Stephen A. said, more basketball than I'll ever know. But this much we can say. The triangle offense in the modern NBA is inferior to modern offenses, period. That's not an opinion. That's a fact. All the evidence says the same thing. Not some of it, all of it. So the fact that he insists on running his personnel through that metric and making trades like Tyson Chandler for nothing. He got nothing for Tyson Chandler. Jose Calderon, the remains of Jose Calderon, are you serious? He got nothing for Tyson Chandler. He got nothing for J.R. Smith and Iman Shumpert. In fact, he used Iman Shumpert to get out of a relatively inexpensive J.R. Smith contract. They both became real contributors to a championship team. He has now devalued Carmelo Anthony to the point where you're talking about, Stephen A., you're hearing they could just cut him. Carmelo Anthony, he has virtually no trade value, where a couple years ago, if you would ask, hey, Boston, you want Carmelo Anthony? We'll take, some high draft pick, some other good thing you have, and maybe Jay Crowder, and maybe we'll think about it. And now you can't give Carmelo Anthony away. And finally, he is now alienating the 7'3", 21-year-old, rim-protecting, athletic, three-point shooting franchise cornerstone.
Okay.
He is, as I said yesterday, as an executive, hot garbage, and he needs to go.